Okay. As usual, tes 1, 2, try kok. Okay, Reiko is here. So, welcome back to the channel, guys. And if you see the title, it says that do not level up your Drew. And if the video is too long and you do not want to watch, I'm gonna tell you the reasoning right now at the very beginning of the video. The reasoning is that because Meta Drew, where is the game? Here. Meta Drew passive.
When my last day comes.
Every time an allied Esper revives, all allied Esper's damage increases by 10%. And the thing is that the animation shows that it can either be triggered by Abigail, Fatum's sister. It's obvious for Esper that can revive, but it can also be triggered by Drew himself. So, if 8 active actions needed to be taken for Drew to revive himself, if he is the last man standing, it's gonna take very, very long. Even if you have Suichai by your side, like if Suichai alone need to do like 8 active actions, it's gonna take long. But if Drew is so weak that he gonna die within a single hit by the enemy attack, then the rest of your teammates are gonna be alive. So all 4 of your allies only need to take 2 turns each, and Drew will come back alive again by that time. It is even better if you can get an Esper that can have a bonus turn. That way that this will get even faster. And also if you get Drew to a higher resonance, I think it should be here. Yes. If you have Meta Drew at Resonance 4, then you only need to have 5 active actions, which means that each one of your allies need to just move once and then another extra one. Then that's it. Your Meta Drew will come back to life again. And because this gets triggered every time allied Esper revives, including Drew himself, that means that the 5 stacks that is needed here can be grinded by Drew himself. He just needs to die 5 times. And here's the thing, like when you play Drew, you know, the damage from his 3rd skill is so-so. Like it's equal to the damage of Chu Yao or Feng Sun, Feng Sun's AoE, not the single target damage. So at the very best, it's just an additional damage. Like he won't ever be able to replace your main DP as Esper. And so the rest of his skill doesn't actually need him to be at higher level. Everything works even if he is at level 1. Except for the 1st skill, because this needs Drew to attack the enemy himself. So if he dies, then he won't be able to attack the enemy using this and steal the enemy's attack and defense. So the pros and cons of leaving your Drew at level 1 is that the passive will be insanely fast. You will stack this insanely fast and you will get the benefit of the 50% Esper's damage increase for the rest of the battle if it is a Falsetto Fantasy and Sentinel Hunt. Or it's even better if you can go to have him at Resonance 6, it's gonna stack up to 10. So Drew himself gonna grind that 10 stacks of Esper's damage up to 100% bonus damage, and you gonna skip this one because Drew will never ever be able to stack this one. Oh, but if you level Drew up, like if you do want to make the best use of this, then you can theoretically min-max the level of Drew, like level him up enough to have, like, you know, a reasonable amount of HP, but low enough that he will die very easily. Like at the very least, he will be able to sneak in 1 or 2 attack of the 1st skill every time he got revived. And here's the thing also, there's another team set tricks that you can do with Drew, which is the Burden of Duat stacks. This one, he will transfer the stats to the Esper with the maximum, the highest number of Burden of Duat stacks. So Burden of Duat stacks, you can get the maximum number if somebody dies in your lineup. Like it's the easiest way for you to get that. And the easiest Esper to die very fast is Mingsuo. Mingsuo is the easiest to die because he will just sacrifice his own HP, so he will die very fast. Like that is just one example. But if you just line up your Esper, like Drew himself has high HP, your other supporter Esper has high HP. So most of the time, your main DPS Esper is gonna be the one with the least amount of HP. They are the one in the risk of dying the most. So if once they die, they will have the most burden of dual stacks. And because the developer already confirmed that you will never accumulate this damage taken for burden of dual if you are shielded, then if you bring someone like Lian with permanent shield spam, then once you have your main DPS as per burden of dual stack like 1 or 5 or anything, once you are comfortable with the main DPS having the burden of dual stack, you can just spam the shield, and then Drew will always gonna throw the stats to that Esper. So all the players say that the first skill is very RNG. It is not actually that RNG if you can control who dies first, as long as the rest gets shielded. And that's why this shield feature is very important. This is why the developer don't want to remove the shield blocking the effect of this damage accumulation of the burden of dual, because then you can control who will receive the burden of dual. And then after that, another reason why you want your Drew to be at level 1 is because his ascension is also not really needed, you know, like his ascension on the third one is the one that scales the damage of the burden of dual, you know. So if you don't want your Drew to be the damage dealer, like what I said just now, the damage is also so. It's not gonna replace your main DPS damage. So this one is skippable. You can just skip that, and the rest of the stats is also not needed, you know. Like if you don't want your Drew to be like, you know, if you don't need your Drew to deal any damage, then the rest doesn't need. You don't need any of the rest of them. And this one, the Divinate, is very important because it increases his counter-attack chance. If he can survive getting hit by the enemy boss, then this is gonna be needed for him to attack the enemy and steal the stats. So you can just take the Divinate at any level, you know. That's why leaving your Drew at level 1 have a ton of benefit. And obviously, if you do want to get the path of experience here, then you should do all of these things first until you get the achievement here. And then after that, you can go to the store, buy the reset token, and reset your Drew if you do want to min-max this Drew, okay? So if you do want to give him at least some HP, then I do recommend go for the phase 4 ascension in here, and that's it. Stop the Drew's leveling up, and you will min-maxing your Drew already that way. Yep. So that's the reasoning. But in this video, we gotta test whether the bonus damage actually gets triggered, because here's the thing. Like I've seen a lot of players testing the damage above that is happening when the enemy when your allies is getting revived, but when I test the damage itself, a lot of the times it doesn't get increased. So the rest of this video is gonna be me testing whether the damage really gets increased, or is it only a flavor text saying the damage is up, which in reality it doesn't go up. So we're gonna use Everett. And hi Edgar, welcome to the stream. Hello. Yeah, so we're gonna attack this guy. Problem 1298. Okay, and then we're gonna use the third skill so that we don't reduce the enemy's defense. Then I do want to let Drew die, and hopefully I can survive. Okay, we're gonna resurrect this one. So this one test I'm gonna see, and if Drew is dead, will his passive still works or not? Let's go resurrect Everett. Okay, it doesn't get increased. So this still should deal the same damage. It deals even lower, I think. Did it get increased? No, I don't think so. Yeah, so when Drew himself is dead, then if you resurrect someone, all of Drew's skill will not work. So that is very important. So if you do resurrect someone else, then Drew need to be alive himself. But if Drew is the one resurrecting, this is why this is very important. If Drew is the one resurrecting himself, then you don't need anyone else. You know, you can just keep bringing Abigail, Fatum Sister, Cecilia, etc., at all. You know, you don't need any revival in your lineup. Drew himself is gonna be the one who revive himself and stack this by himself. That's the most important part. Yeah. Where are your live chat? What do you mean live chat? Like this is the live chat. Huh? There is the live chat. Bruh. What do you mean, bruh? What live chat? Huh? It's already there. The live chat is there. So yeah, again, we're gonna test this again, see if we can keep going on. I do want to see the damage actually get increased. Okay. So again, we're gonna hit this guy, see how much damage. 1298. It's always the same. I like using Everett for testing because his damage stays the same even if you give him attack up, except for the critical damage up. Okay, so that's why just now when I revive him with Abigail, like his damage got increased to 1900 because his critical damage got increased. But aside from that, he will always gonna deal the same damage because it is an HP based damage. So we're gonna resurrect Everett here and we're gonna see the effect there, saying that the damage goes up. Kablam! Yes, damage up there, the little animation there, circle saying that Drew is there to increase everyone's damage up. And because there is no buff saying that the damage goes up, that means that the damage is permanently increased. So he already got the buff here. Here is the hardest part for me to test whether the damage really goes up by 10% or not. It's because all these things, the burden of duat increased the critical damage, and then also he got the critical damage up here. But we've already seen just now, without the burden of duat, he should deal around 1900 or something. Then right now we should deal even more than that. But what I don't know is that whether this thing is included or not. So we're gonna attack this guy again. Kablam. 1952. So it's still the same. So I don't know. This is why I've been testing this since yesterday, and sometimes the damage goes up, sometimes the damage doesn't go up. Yeah, this is why I think I don't know. Like there should be some kind of bug happening in here. But let's try again. And it is really hard to control the enemy who to kill in this lineup. So that's why I'm just gonna spend one or 2 hours tonight just to keep testing this. Again, let's just take this 1298. Again, same number, right? Same number. So we're gonna see if no, I don't want Abigail to die. Let's shield ourselves. Okay, again, we're gonna attack this guy. 1298. Always the same. Always the same. Okay. So we're gonna let someone die. Hopefully Drew is the one who die. But we will never know. We will see. We have one burden of duat stack here, so our critical damage should be increased. So I should expect the number to be going up a little bit above 1298. Let's go. Kablam! 1350. So the burden of duat critical damage increase really do work. But I don't know what happened just now that the critical damage coming from Abigail stacked with the burden of duat stack doesn't increase higher than 1900 something. So let's go using the third skill so we don't accidentally reduce the enemy's defense, and hopefully one of them die, and hopefully it is the Drew. So I can see if I resurrect Drew, then Everett damage should still be the same because he didn't die, but he's probably most likely gonna die. So let's just hit that. Okay, Everett is the one who died, and hopefully cannot survive. This is the hardest part of testing. Sorry, my cat annoying. It's okay. Malam bang. Hi, young one. Welcome to the stream. Malam malam. So I'm gonna bring hopefully Lian in here. Let's see if we can stop our allies from dying. So the moment someone die, we're gonna shield them. Okay. Again, hitting this guy here, 1298, always the same, and we will see if we can get more information. So yeah, I've already put the TLDR, TLDW actually. If the video is too long, do not watch this in the beginning of this video. And again, I'm gonna summarize everything for you. Okay, there's burden of what? 1,350. So again, I'm gonna tell you summarize. Like, do not level up your Drew, because if Drew himself can revive and increase all allied experts damage by 10%, and by reviving himself this gets triggered, then you don't actually need any revival in your lineup at all. You don't need any Abigail, you don't need a Fatum Sister, you don't need any revival. Because if you leave Drew at level 1, that means that he will be the first one to die in your lineup. And if all 4 of your allied experts still alive, that means that the 8 active actions that you need to take in order for him to get revived, each one of your Esper only need to contribute 2 turns each. And it does help a lot if you have someone who can get a bonus turn, you know. So once everybody moves 2 times, then Drew gonna revive himself, increase the allied damage, Esper damage stack by 1, so he can just grind the stacks by himself. Drew can grind the stacks by himself if you leave him at level 1. Of course, there's a downside. The downside is that you will never be able to steal the stat from your enemy. Because you are at level 1, you will die within a single hit from the enemy. So if you can min-max Drew's level, hell no, my table. If you can min-max your Drew, like probably leave him at around level 30 or 40, like enough HP to not get one-shotted by the enemy, because he got a Divinate that increases his counter attack chance, and if you give him Avatara, at least he can sneak in 1 or 2 hits before he die, but still he can stack this thing by himself. So if you also can get, because it transfers the stats to the allies with the highest amount of burden of duat stacks, that means that if you bring someone like Mingsuo who can die very very easily, once your Mingsuo die and get 5 burden of duat stacks, you can just shield everyone with Lian and stop everyone from getting further burden of duat stacks. Because the only reason for you to want all 5 espers you have to have burden of duat stacks is to deal more damage using your Drew's third skill. But at the most, the third skill's damage is comparable to Chu Yao's and Feng Xuan's AoE damage, so you don't really need Drew to deal damage himself. So you only want the burden of Dua to be only at your main DPS Esper and stop at there, and every time you steal stats, it's gonna go to your main DPS Esper. So that's the reasoning. Again, we're gonna continue with the reasoning. So I'm gonna repeat the reasoning every 15 minutes or so for those of you who just recently came into the stream, so you will know the reasoning. So we have Everett dying in here, and we're gonna shield ourselves so nobody else dying in here. Okay, so and also gonna heal ourselves back to full health with Lian, and I'm gonna keep reducing this guy's defense so that we don't affect this guy's defense at all. Now I'm gonna resurrect the Everett. We will see the Everett's damage, okay, with critical damage up and a maximum number of burden of duat stacks, and we're gonna see how much damage he deal to this guy. Let's go. We've already know by increasing the critical damage up here by using Abigail's buff makes Everett deal 1900 something. Then that means that this should be higher. Should be no, now 1952. Okay. Maybe I was the one who was wrong. Maybe that is actually the number of burden of duat stacks together with the critical damage up buff. But I don't know. We will just continue on with the testing for now. Okay, now he get revived. Did he get revived just now? Yeah, he got revived. And we got another damage up increase. Supposed to be. Yes. Did anybody saw the animation just now? I'm gonna rewind a little bit. Yes, yes, I saw the animation. I rewind the video a little bit, and I saw the circle animation from this passive. So yeah, we've already increased. So in my part 2 testing of this meta druid testing video, all the list of esper that will increase your that is counted as a revival. I'm gonna go back to that live stream and I'm gonna type it in the chat so you guys can read. Let's go testing method part 2. Yes, okay. Okay, this is the part 2. So I'm gonna write it down here. TLDW of part 2 previous video. Okay, so Emilian are all you can use. Okay, up, and then I'm gonna type this again. No problem. Okay. Bro, a tutorial for the game. Bro, are the tips all games. Okay, those are the espers that can affect your revival and also the burden of dual stacks. So I've already tested everything. This is the third part of the testing, and I'm gonna play some music so you guys don't get bored. Just a little bit of music, like sepoi kind of music. Okay. Okay, a little bit soft. I'm gonna put it a little bit soft. Okay, continue the testing. So we're gonna keep attributes down this guy, and then okay, your life lagging, bro. Really? Is it still lagging? Is it still lagging? No, right? Should be all right. Okay. Okay. So I want Meta Druid to die, okay? I want Meta Druid to die now. We're gonna revive him later. So we will see. Again, we're gonna attack this guy, see how much damage we deal. 1906, yeah. Now it's gonna always deal the same damage, okay? And I don't know if I do want to... Yeah, kill the Meta Druid, please. Okay, 1906 again. Yep, still the same. And we're gonna let Meta Druid to die. Come on, yes, Meta Druid die. Okay, now we're gonna shield ourselves. Hopefully we still alive. Okay, we still alive. Shield ourselves so that our damage doesn't get changed. I wanna test again. 1906 should still be the same. Yes, still the same. And we're gonna resurrect the Meta Druid himself. So if we resurrect Meta Druid is obviously not alive right now. The passive shouldn't work. But because we resurrect True, that means that it's gonna trigger his passive. The circle is there, damage up is there. Okay, so we've increased our stack by 1 more again. Alright, so we're gonna try here. Okay, attack this guy, and we should get even higher. Although I'm gonna need to wait for 3 turns until his damage goes down. But I should expect damage goes up to around 3000 right now. Come on. Oh, 2300. Not as high as I expected. But we will wait until the critical damage buff up is gone. So that was 2300, right? 2300 something. So we're gonna wait until the buff is gone and we will see how much damage we deal. 2348. Yes, 2348. Okay. Okay, we're gonna heal our Esper. Hopefully we don't die. Now we still have 1 turn left for the critical damage up. 2348, still the same. We're gonna keep everyone alive. Now the next attack that Everett deals gonna be purely get increased only by the burden of dual stack and also meta Drew's passive. Come on. Shield ourselves. Now this the moment of truth. How much damage? It should be higher than 1900 something. Yes, 2080. So it does increase by 10%. So yeah, let's try that again. Should be 2000 something, 2080, still the same. Yep. Now we're gonna try again. I'm gonna let Meta Drew die. Hopefully the enemy attack my Meta Drew. So if Meta Drew die, now I'm not gonna resurrect him. We're gonna let him resurrect by himself. Again, 2080, just to make sure that we still have the same number. Okay. Assalamualaikum, tomorrow update. Yay, hi Chabi Satori, welcome to the stream. Yes, tomorrow update. We're gonna see Meta Drew tomorrow. So I'm gonna make sure that, you know, if anybody of you decided to buy Meta Drew, do not level him up straight away. Okay, it's already 10 minutes or so. I'm gonna repeat what I said in the beginning of the video. So if this video is too long for you and you don't want to watch, this is the summary of why you don't want to level up your Drew. So here's the thing. Drew's passive here. Every time an allied esper revives, all allied espers damage increase by 10% at maximum 5 stacks. And this can be triggered by Drew himself. So if Drew is at level 1, that means that he is the only one who dies in your lineup. That means that all 5 of your other espers are gonna be still alive. That means that the 8 active actions that your allies need to take for Drew to come back to life can be shared among all 4 of your other espers. So your 4 espers need to take 2/3 each, and Drew will come back to life by himself. It is gonna be really fast, especially if you have esper that can get a bonus turn. So let me say, you don't need Abigail, you don't need Fatum Sister, you don't need Cecilia in your lineup, and Drew will be able to grind the stacks to 5 stacks here by himself, theoretically. So you can just maximize his passive in here by not leveling Meta Drew, and also the only benefit for you to leveling up Meta Drew is him to get more damage out of his 3rd skill. But his 3rd skill is have like equal strength compared to like Chu Yao's AoE and Feng Xuan's AoE. So he will never be able to replace your main DPS damage. So if you don't aim for his damage, then the rest of his skills all works without Drew having any level at all. It will all work the same with him at level 1 or him at level 70. So and also the Ascension only change your 3rd skill to the damage scales with the number of burden of dual stacks your allied espers have. But in this scenario, if you do want to maximize your 1st skill, you don't actually want your burden of dual stacks to be in any other allied esper except for your main DPS, because it will transfer the stats to your allied espers with the most burden of dual stacks. So you want your main DPS to be the only one to have this burden of dual stacks. The easiest one to get there is to have Mingsuo, because Mingsuo is the weakest, I mean the easiest esper to die, to die very easily, because he sacrificed his own HP. So he will be the one at the risk of dying the most. Once he dies, you can just use Lian, because the developer already confirmed that if you have your esper shielded, then it will not contribute to your burden of dual stacks damage accumulation here. So once your Mingsuo die, get the burden of dual stacks, or any of your main DPS die and get the burden of dual stacks, you want to permanently shield all of your allies so nobody else get the burden of dual stacks. And because Drew himself is the only one dying, and also your main DPS is the only one with the burden of dual stacks, so this 1st skill will only RNG between your Meta Drew and your main DPS. So that's why a lot of players says that his 1st skill is very RNG. I say it's not that RNG. You can actually control who will get this thing as long as you can control the burden of dual buff. And the way to control it is by using shield. This is why the developer is really good in telling us that it is not a bug, it is a feature, you know. Because by playing around with your shield, you can control who gets the burden of dual and who does not. So if you do want to min maxing this meta druid, obviously if your meta druid is at level 1, you can stack the passive by yourself, but you can never steal stats by using your first skill, because you will die even before you can even do anything by the enemy. So if you do want to make use of this, you need to min max your meta druid to have his HP low enough to be killed by 2 hits from the boss, but you can still squeeze in 1 or 2 hits from your Avatara or your Divinate, because your Divinate doesn't require your level, you know, and it increases your counter attack chance. So at the very least, you can squeeze in 1 or 2 hits to steal the stats from your enemy, give it to your main DPS if you are lucky, and then you will be able to easily stack this passive by Meta Druid himself. That is the best scenario you can have by not leveling up your Meta Druid. Okay. So I don't want to let Meta Druid die, but I do want to heal everyone else first. Okay. Hopefully we can get there. Yeah, like I said, this testing is needed because I've seen a lot of players testing that Meta Druid passive get triggered when somebody resurrect somebody, but what I've never seen them do is actually see whether the damage got increased or not, because I'm gonna have one more test after this, which is Momo. Because in the first 2 testing that I did, I was testing using Momo and not Everett, and Momo I didn't see the damage get increased. That's the problem. 2080 checking there, still the same damage with Everett, you know. So I suspect that true damage will not get increased, and that is a problem because I want to use Meta Druid and pair him up with my Momo. If true damage doesn't get increased, then my dream of pairing him up with Momo is the one getting shattered. Okay. So let's go and die Meta Druid. Come on. Testing damage again, still 2080. Okay. Okay. Oh no, Everett is the one who's gonna die. I'm gonna protect him for now. 2080 is still the same. Still the same damage. Okay. And also I want to test, like, if we keep hitting the same guy over and over and over again, because this is not a boss fight, so this still, if the target is a boss, their attribute will not be reduced, but this is not a boss, so their attributes will get reduced. So can it go into the minus? And that's the question. And I think we've already tested this long enough to safely say that it does not go to the negative, you know. Otherwise, we will already see like 100,000 damage hitting on this guy because his defense will be in the negative. So we can safely assume that the number stops at 0. He's currently have like zero defense. Okay. And this is good, like, because even if we steal a lot using Druid's basic ability, Everett will never change his attack because he attacks using his HP, which cannot be increased in this game. And yeah, I need to get lucky and let the enemy attack my Meta Druid. Right now I need to heal the Abigail so that the Abigail doesn't die. This is totally RNG for the enemy, but I do want them to kill my Drew. And also, I need to keep on hitting this guy. He is the toughest on the enemy, because I don't want to reduce the other enemy's attack damage, so that I can still die. Come on, attack the Meta Drew, please. Yeah, heal. Kill the Meta Drew, please. We still deal the same damage, right? 2080, yes. Okay, Meta Drew is almost dead. Come on, keep killing him. Yes, yes, yes. Oh no. Come on. Come on, kill the Meta Drew. No. I'm gonna need to change hitting another target. Otherwise, we're gonna kill this guy here. Yeah, let's change to this guy here. I think he doesn't have that much attack too. So let the enemy heal first a little bit. And this is bad. Leon is almost dead. Hopefully we can RNG the enemy's attack to Drew. Yes, 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 yes. Come on, kill the Drew. No, 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 not Leon. Oh my god, this is bad. This is bad. Why are they attacking my Leon? Come on. Still 2080. Come on. Alright, alright. One more hit through. Ah! Why? Why must there be a regen from Leon? Ah, RNG, RNG, come on. Dang it. Yes, yes, like that, like that. Hit him more, hit him more. We only need one more testing, which is Drew resurrecting himself. Come on, Drew, go and die. I need the enemy to attack Drew like 5 times in a row. And this is kind of an RNG in this in this testing. Come on, hit that guy. Okay, that's it. That's good. That's good. Okay. Okay. Ah. Come on, attack him, attack him. Go, go, go. There we go. There we go. Okay. Okay, that's it. Okay, okay, okay. We need to shield ourselves so that we don't die. Okay, okay. Now we're gonna test, see if our damage is still the same. 2080. Okay, still the same, still the same. Okay, still the same. We're gonna shield ourselves and wait until Drew get back alive. Okay. See, it's quite fast. See, if you have all of your allies alive, Drew comes back really, really fast. Now we can test the damage of average on this guy. Okay, that was 2080. Now we will see the number. If this get increased, then that's it. It's fixed. You gotta have to let your Meta Drew stay at level 1, 2254. Look at that, 10% increase. So 2000, 10% of 2000 damage is 200 damage. It's exactly the same. So we confirm the theory, and we know for sure that we can leave Meta Drew at level 1, okay? So you don't need any resurrect from your allies, you just have all of your allies to stay alive longer than your Drew. And the problem is that because Drew at level 60 have a ton of HP, he is comparable to any other support out there. So if he can die at level 60, then your other support Esper at level 60 can also die. Okay, so that's why you want your Drew to be far below the level of your other support Esper, so that you can let him die by himself. Okay, so now we're gonna go and test this with Momo, because Momo always deal true damage. It also gonna deal means that she gonna deal always the same damage, but the problem is that she has this rep. You know, she has this rep buff, and also if I have her having the burden of 2 stack, that means that she will have her attack increase, which is bad. And I cannot also use Jinchu, because Jinchu's damage comes from both attack and defense. Hello, Ibe, sorry, I from live the RD. Oh, hi Edgar, welcome back to the stream. So we're gonna attack this guy, see how much damage we deal. Kabram, 880, 880, so 1760, okay? 1760. 1760. And we're gonna let somebody die, okay? Now we have 3 rep here, so our damage should get increased. 913, not so much, but that's how rep is, okay? Now the good news is about true damage is that the burden of 2 stacks will not change our damage, so we should still be dealing the same amount of damage, okay? Okay, Drew himself is dead. Now I think I'm gonna let Drew resurrect by himself, okay? So we're gonna shield ourselves and then use shield again, so that our Momo 1956, okay, 1956. Yeah, I want my Momo to deal some damage, but we do have attack down here, 1300. We do have attack down, so it's gonna be a problem. Hopefully we can remove the attack down before the damage already get increased. But we've already know the damage, like it's 990 some longer. So let's go. Gonna heal ourselves first. Let somebody else die. So I'm gonna attack this guy. See our damage. I played that game, so I watch your live for the tips because I the newbie. Thanks. Okay, attack this 1108. Okay, 1108. Per hit, 1108 per hit. Okay. So gonna keep on going. Let somebody die. Okay, we have maximum stack of reps, so our damage will stay the same for now. Okay, for the rest of the battle, 1141. Okay, 1141. That is the damage of each attack. 1141. Okay, so we're gonna try this and let somebody get resurrected. Oh no, Abigail is the one dying. Oh no, this is bad. This is bad. 1141, still the same. Okay, still the same. Okay, so hopefully we can stay alive because Momo can live steal by herself. So we're gonna still deal the same amount of them. 1141. Okay, hopefully now we cannot survive that. Okay, too bad. We need to keep Abigail alive. So let's restart this test and see if we really get our damage increased. I think I do want to just keep everyone alive until I have 10 stacks of wrap. Okay. 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 We're gonna stack up the wrap first, give bonus turn to Momo so she will stack the wrap faster. Okay, 8 stacks. 1401. Wait, why is it bigger now? The damage. Why? Let's see. 1108. Yeah, it's still the same. Okay. Why is the enemy's damage get stronger? Okay, 10 stacks. Now, here's the damage. Oh, because there's attack up in here. Yeah. We're gonna deal far more damage now because of the attack up. So I'm not gonna use Abigail's third skill anymore. Okay. We're gonna need to wait until this buff is gone. I think we can. Next turn. Okay, this one. Kablam. Okay, that's the last hit. The last hit after attack up. Okay. Now we're gonna see the damage in here. Kablam. 1204. I think it can increase. Yeah, I think so. I think it gets 1204. Okay, 1204. 1204 per hit. We're gonna let Meta Drew die again. 1204. Oh, because we steal stats to Momo. That's why the damage get changed just now. Okay, now we're gonna test again. See how much damage we deal. 1268 because of the attack up that Drew steal for our Momo. 1268. Okay, 1268. 1268. We're not gonna use this third skill so that we don't change our damage. 1268. Check again if it's still the same. 1268. Yes, 1268. Okay. The moment of truth. 1268. Again, still the same. 1268. Yes. 1268. Okay. 1268. Again. 1268. Still the same. Okay. He died. Now we should see a different number. 1268. Okay. 1268. Moment of truth. Nope. Yes. So this is it. That's why. I still editing some video, so I still in your life, don't worry. So this is what I'm afraid of, okay? Because yesterday I keep testing using Momo, and that's why I talked with my friend Disobey that my test did not work. Like the damage didn't increase. Like you saw just now, there's a buff of Drew resurrecting and says damage up, damage up, damage up, but it doesn't affect Momo's damage. You see just now, it doesn't affect Momo's damage. So, and we've only resurrect like 2 times just now, I think. Yeah, we've only been resurrect 2 times, so there should still be a damage increase there. So let's try again. Let's see. 1268, 1268, still the same. Okay, so I'm gonna let somebody die again. 1268, 1268, still the same. 1268. Okay. We're not gonna steal the stats. 1268. 1268. Yeah, I'm gonna need to shield here because my Abigail is dying. Okay, still the same. 1268. 1331. Oh, Drew stole some stats again for Momo. Okay. Okay, now it's 1331. Okay, 1331. Gonna need to let someone die. 1331. Okay, 1331. 1331. 1331. Still the same? Still the same. And why I like attacking this guy is because this guy is wind. Okay? Because if I hit a wind esper, I'm gonna miss. But I don't know. Wait. Is there any mentioning here that if I hit someone that miss, it's not gonna get my damage increase, is it? No, there is not mentioning here that if I miss, then the damage increase that I get from Drew will be nullified. Okay, let's Lian die, I think. We will let Lian die. Oh no. We 1395. 1395. Okay, 1395. Okay, he died. 1395. 1395. I'm gonna resurrect the Drew, okay? Oh no. If I do that, it's gonna increase my attack. Hopefully I can survive. I'm gonna resurrect the Lian, okay? Let's heal ourselves. And we should see damage increase. 1-3 something, right? Just now 1-3 something. Okay. So I'm gonna need to wait until my buff is gone. Okay. 1-3 something. So if my damage increase is correct, I should see now 1-4 something. Okay, 1-4 something. Okay. Let's see. 1-4 something. 1395. I don't know if it gets increased or not by the die. You know, by the revival of True. So there's a problem. You know, Momo doesn't get increased by the damage increase in here. And there goes my PvP dream team. You know, 1395. Okay, let's do this one more time. I think we still have one more stack, right? We already resurrected like 4 times, so we still have one more time to test this. I think 1395. 1395. Yes. So if you do want to use someone like Momo, what you actually want is to make use of Drew's first skill instead of the revival skill. Okay. Let's do this. Okay, Drew is dead. We're gonna shield ourselves. Lian is also dead. 1395. Okay, I'm gonna resurrect the Lian. Shield ourselves. 1395. Okay, 1395. 1395. 1395. 1395. 1395. 1395. There we go. There's the damage up there. 1395. 1395. 1395. Okay, let's see if our damage get increased or not. 1395. Still the same, guys. So that confirms our theory. Okay, the reason why my testing doesn't work is because I've been testing it on Momo. But yeah, again, I'm gonna summarize everything that we found in this testing, which is that do not level up your Drew. Leave him at level 1 because your Drew will still perform the same whether he is at level 60 or level 1. Because the only thing that changed is his stats here. He obviously gonna die a lot more, and his damage will be much lower, but he's not your DPS Esper. you know. So if he is not your DPS Esper, at the most your damage will be comparable to Chu Yao's and Feng Sun's AoE damage. So you should still consider your main DPS to be your source of damage, not from Drew. So the benefit of leaving him at level 1 is that this passive can be triggered by himself. All allied espers that revives will increase the damage of your other espers, of everyone, by 10% at maximum 5 stacks. So if you are the only one who die, because Drew at level 1 will die even by a single hit from the enemy, the other 4 espers that you have will still be alive. So if every single one of them take 2 turns each, they gonna revive Drew really fast, because it only needs 8 active actions, and especially if you have Esper that can get a bonus turn, that will make this very fast. So without bringing any Abigail, without bringing Fatum Sister, without bringing Cecilia, you can stack this using Drew himself by having your Drew at level 1, dying over and over again, and just keep reviving himself over and over again. As long as all of your Esper, like at least one of your other Esper still alive, he will always gonna come back to life. So you can stack this by yourself, especially if you can have him at Resonance 6, you can go get this up to 10 stacks with a maximum number of damage increase of 100%. That is insanely huge. It doubles your damage, especially if you are in the stage where you are fighting like someone like Countess Sonica, where you can deal in millions of damage for your defender. Double that amount, it will be insanely OP. The downside of leaving your Drew at level 1 is only that you cannot use your first skill at all, because you will die really fast. You have no chance to counterattack at all. That means that you will never be able to steal the stats from your enemy. So that's the pros and cons, okay? But if you do want to min-max your strategy using your Drew, then you can level him up at least to level 30 or 40, so that you can get this ascension here that increase his speed, this one at the very least, speed, because speed is important. So you will have his HP enough to withstand like probably 2 hits from the enemy's boss, and then that means that you will have a chance to counterattack the enemy using your Divinate, because your Divinate doesn't require any level for you to get his Divinate. So get his Divinates to level 3, counterattack chance plus 25%. Also giving him Avatara, that means that he will have a chance to steal the enemy's stats to your main DPS preferably, while still be able to die very easily. So if you do want to min-max him, then yeah, that's the go get him to the level that you are comfortable with. And also if you do want to get his path of experience first, then do get this one first, and then reset Drew to using the token that you can buy in the shop. Okay, another reason why you don't need him at high level is because the ascension all is not needed except for the speed. Like if you don't require your Drew to be the damage dealer, like if you don't count his damage as to be, you know, important, then the rest of the stats is not needed, you know. And also the third ascension is also not needed, because the third ascension gives an extra text in here that says the damage dealt also scales with the number of burden of duat stacks on your allied espers. But you don't need damage. You don't want your Drew to deal damage himself. Like you don't need this one, especially that you want the burden of Duat to be only at your main DPS Esper. That means that if the burden of Duat is on every single one of your Esper, then his first skill will be totally RNG, and this is what all other players are complaining about. But I'm telling you that the first skill can be controlled, because if you only have your main DPS and your Drew who has the burden of Duat stacks, Drew is because he keeps on dying by himself, and also your main DPS will be the most the one with the least amount of HP in your lineup. If you bring your other Esper as support Esper, then your main DPS will be the one with the least amount of HP. He or she is the one to be at risk of dying the most. So if you get him or hurt your main DPS to die before you spam your Lian's shield, then you will only have burden of dual stacks on Drew himself and your main DPS, because the developer already confirmed that the shield does not, if you get hit while shielded, it does not contribute to the damage that you can accumulate here to get the burden of dual stacks. This is a feature and not a bug. This is what is great about the developers. They specifically mentioned to you that the shield is a feature, because with the shield you can control who or not gets the burden of dual stacks. Like just what I said just now, once your main DPS get died and get the burden of dual stack, then you can just spam Lian's shield permanently until the rest of the battle, and nobody will have any more burden of dual. And because you will have mostly support Esper in your lineup, your main DPS is the only one who need this buff for the critical damage increase. So that's what you want to min-max in using your meta Drew in grinding for the PvE content. For the PvP content, then you can just pair him up with someone like Fatum Sister, get hit by the enemy Wuyo, all of your Esper died, and then your Fatum Sister, if you have him at her at Resonance 6, or if you have Cecilia, then they will revive everyone. Hopefully that it will trigger this passive and you will already get like 3 stacks of this revival, or maybe 4 if you have 4 Espers who died, you know. And because the Fatum Sister, I think she does not counter towards the revival, because your Fatum Sister will then die herself. Okay, you will only revive 4 Espers, and that's what you aim for PvP. But it got shattered, my dream of PvP doing something like that, because we've already tested in this video that Momo's true damage does not get increased by Drew's passive here. So too bad. Okay, so that's all the tests we have for tonight. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.